Hey guys, welcome back. This is episode 2 of Let's Play the Jedi Consular storyline. And we are here outside the ruins that we discussed last episode, where we are hoping to find the fabled font of Rajavari. Was that his name? Something like that. And we have to get there before our Twi'lek rival can. So it sounds like he is being corrupted by the dark side. These are these ancient guardian droids, somehow still active after all these 20,000 years. Level 7. Let's see what new abilities we have. Force Stun. That's our hard stun I was talking about before. It does a tiny bit of damage and also stuns your opponent for 4 seconds. And I think that's our only new ability so far. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Mysterious stone carving. The writing carved into the stone is almost illegible with age. The more you examine it, the stronger your intuition becomes.
You stand before greatness. The first blade, I guard. It rests with the ashes of its maker, the Weapon Master.
I don't know the title. Who was he?
He saw Jedi as warriors, not only philosophers. Armed them, protected them. The first blade, first Jedi weapon. From this beginning, lightsabers came. Millennia pass. Only hilt of first blade remains. Only disturbed once. Rajavari came. He proved worthy. Permitted to take the hilt. Later, returned it.
Interesting. Not sure why he would return it. And the first blade, I'm pretty sure, is not a lightsaber, but some kind of vibrasword. Because I don't think lightsabers were invented till like 1,000 years before this game. And until very recently, they were like, you had to have like a big battery pack and like a tube connected to it, at least in some of the older comics. And then around the time of the Knights of the Old Republic games, which preceded this one, that's when they started looking more like traditional lightsabers.
Why would Master Rajavari take the hilt and then bring it back?
Not my concern. To take the hilt, prove worthy. The philosophy of Jedi combat. Show understanding. The Weapon Master left challenges, here in Kaleth. Training droids to test his students. Find them. Prevail. The hilt of the first blade waits.
Well, hopefully those droids are still operational after all this time. I have a feeling they will be. And there's the quest markers on the map there, so we know where to go. I do remember this part of the quest. There we go. And these are strong enemies, you can tell by the symbol by their name. They have no symbol, they're either standard or weak. If they have that, they're strong. And if they have a gold symbol like that, they are elites. And if they have a really cool gold and silver symbol, that means they're champions. I think the idea is that a player should be able to take on a standard single silver enemy without too much trouble. A gold, either with difficulty or if you have a companion with you, then it shouldn't be much of a problem. And a champion, you're not supposed to be able to do solo unless you're really good at the game and really well geared. Usually need help for those, and you find them more in heroic areas and in flashpoints and operations and other group content. You also see them out in the world sometimes as like world bosses or mini bosses, but they're pretty much entirely optional.
Telemetry is received. All droids report your battle performance. Satisfactory.
Perhaps one day my performance could reach very satisfactory.
With training, perhaps. Take the hilt. Treat with respect. Fight with honor.
Don't think the droid understands sarcasm. Inside is a stone urn and the hilt of a weapon. The hilt appears to have been modified and heavily engraved as if to store information. You see no way to access it. Huh. So maybe Rajavari made it the key to his
Master Yuan,
font.
I've found the hilt of the first blade. A proto-lightsaber from someone called the Weapon Master. The hilt looks as if there's data engraved on it.
Of course. The first blade points the way. Rajavari made the legendary weapon itself our guide. The Force is certainly with you, Padawan. Please bring the hilt back to the temple at once. I will look into a way to access that data.
Always back to the temple. Alright. Quick travel time. I don't know if there's more we do here. I know there's other like quests here, but they might just be the Jedi Knight storyline and like the planetary storyline and some side quests. Or we might have to come back here for our next class mission. I suppose we'll find out before long. It's been a while since I leveled a character, but it's cool to see all the people running around, I guess especially during double XP. A lot of these you can tell are alts of people who already have high level characters because they have cool outfits and pets and speeders and all that nice stuff. It's not just the standard Jedi robes you start with.
Hello again, Padawan. I'm glad to see you well. Master C.O. Bakar, I was there to greet you when you first arrived.
I remember.
Being greeted by a member of the council is hard to forget, Master Seo.
Interesting. Protocol was never a big focus of Yuan's curriculum.
This is Master Jarek Kaden, another of the Jedi Council. Yuan told us about Nayland Raylock, the pilgrim seeking Rajavari's secrets. She also claimed the Force is guiding your training. This isn't unknown, but...
I think that actually might be the guy who's your master if you play the Jedi Knight storyline.
Perhaps the Force needed the right person for this task.
There, Seo. Where there's blind certainty, there's arrogance. Yuan should know better. First she welcomes that Trandoshan into the temple. Now this? She's getting more unorthodox by the day.
Actually, I don't think it is
What
him.
do you make of Yuan's claim, Padawan?
I think the Jedi Knight guy looks a little like him, but somebody different. Her beliefs in me, yeah, I probably agree with her. Or this character would probably agree with her.
I trust in Master Yuan's wisdom.
The Council has agreed to accept Yuan's opinion. For now. But I am concerned about the dangers this path is leading you through. Finding the Fount of Rajavari before Nayland Raylock does is important. But so is your safety, Padawan. Be mindful.
I wouldn't be too worried. Already level 7 here. Our mission, what level is our mission at? Level 7. Okay, so we're right on par.
Rajavari's hologram proves the same technique existed. Don't you see? It'll resolve that silly debate once and for all.
Yuan is soft thing, old soft thing. Do not overexcite for this.
Overexcite? I'm not quite ready to... Ah, Padawan. Much longer and we'd have come looking for you. I thought you might have crossed paths with Nayland Raylock again.
Wherever Nayland is, he's not at Kaleth.
You said you found the first blade, or its hilt at least. Is it... May I see it? Ah, the folds in the metal. The power cell chamber. These are lost techniques. Our lightsabers began here, with this.
I believe these etch marks are encoded information, Master Yuan.
And the interior's been modified too, perhaps to hold more. I deciphered a second clue from Rajavari's hologram. To find the Fount of Rajavari, this hilt must be taken to a cave in the Typhonian Mountains. The hologram says the Founders meditated in that cave, debated. They became the Jedi Council.
They had no idea one of their number would eventually succumb to evil.
This cave I know is Flesh Raider Cave now. Good hunting. I would accompany. I go ahead, make a good beginning before search for old things. Shall meet you, small hunter. There is strength in numbers.
I apologize, Padawan. Kaizen's devotion to the hunt is quite single-minded.
He seems to be a gifted hunter already.
Hunting is part of Trandoshan religion and culture. Honing his skills is important. Good luck and be careful. The hologram said nothing of what might be waiting in those caves.
Alright. See if this gets us to level 8. It does. It's nice how, especially near the beginning of the game, especially during double XP, each mission is basically a level. Any new abilities? Yep, we have Force Potency. That is one of our offensive cooldowns. And what that does is it gives us a buff, which has 2 stacks, or 2 charges. And I'll use it to demonstrate. There they are, and so you can see the 2 there. They last up to 20 seconds, and whenever you use a force ability, such as project or telekinetic throw, it'll consume one of those charges and increase the critical chance by 60%. And our current critical chance is, what's our force critical chance? 16%. That'll mean instead of a 16% chance of being a critical hit, it'll have a 76% chance of being a critical hit. And by the time you get to 65 and get all geared up, that's pretty darn close to 100% chance of being a critical hit. Alright, so I guess this is the closest speeder to the cave that he mentioned. We'll have to do a little bit of walking though. And there is a utility we can pick later on. I haven't even chosen. Yeah, I can't choose a combat proficiency to level 10, so I guess can I... No, I can't really even see the... Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. This guy, or which guy is it? Oh, it's showing me the seer tree. I need... This is for the Jedi Sage. I want the Jedi Shadow. Sages can get a 3rd stack as well from their set bonus. But for Shadows, no matter which spec you are, you can choose this ability and see Force Potency grants 1 additional charge when activated. That can be a pretty nice offensive utility option. And I'll talk about utilities a little later on when I get to that point in the playthrough. But for now, let's go find that cave and continue with our story progress. There's some Manga Cats blocking our way. We might be able to sneak around them. Yep. Yay for us. These guys, however, we'll probably have to fight. Let's use our new ability, our Force Potency. And we're going to use Project. Let's see. That was probably a crit. And TK Throw. Critical hits. Very nice. But now let's consume both charges. So the next one might not be a crit. Okay, I'm heading this way now. There's another quest you can pick up from that data pad, but we're not going to bother with that because the main quests give a lot more XP now than the other quests do. One thing you're going to be careful of is there are some abilities that are force attacks and not melee attacks. They will consume a charge of force potency if you use it while you have one, but don't deal a lot of damage even if they do critical hit. And a good example of that would be like your force stun. It is a force attack, but it only deals 77 to 93 damage, whereas this deals 169 to 185 damage, twice as much. You want to be careful that you don't stun anybody while you have a charge of force potency active. That's kind of a waste. As for telling if something is a force attack or a melee attack, the best way is just to look at the color of the damage that you do to your opponent. Next time we get into a fight, which might be now. Nope, didn't see me. Good. The fly text that pops up to show you how much damage you do will either be yellow if it was a force or tech attack, or it'll be white if it was a melee or ranged attack. Force and tech are basically the exact same thing as far as the mechanics of the game go, but wouldn't make sense for like a trooper or a gunslinger to have force attacks, so they have tech attacks instead, whereas the Jedi classes have force attacks as their special abilities. Melee and ranged are also pretty similar, although there are a few cooldowns which only work against one or the other. We're doing a pretty good job of avoiding all these mobs, which is XP we're not getting, but I have a feeling we're going to have plenty of XP anyway, just because I'm using this XP boost here. We got the double XP going on. Another really cool trick to get extra experience is to join a guild and help this guy out. You can also group up with people too to get more experience, but I'm not going to group up unless he really wants to, because I'd rather kind of play at my own pace, and grouping. I don't like to group by leveling for one thing, because you have to wait on other people and you have to coordinate what you're doing. It just gets tedious at times. Plus, for Let's Play, it's especially problematic. Right, here's our personal story area though. Use our force potency again. See, that time it did not actually crit, because it's not 100%. It's only 76 in my case. And if you don't actually crit, it will not consume one of the charges. So even though we use 2 attacks, we have a charge left. Let's see if I can get in range to use a project against that guy before it wears out. There we go, got it. Now we can stun him. And I can use some of my double strikes. And down he goes. Pretty fun. Alright, let's kill these guys. They're just regular enemies. Investigate the stone marker. Let's do it. Flesh Raiders are dead. Strong, healthy, worth many Jagannath points. But hunted many Flesh Raiders coming here, so shall allow you these points, small hunter. This time.
Whatever points you're talking about are mine.
I see is no understanding. I will tell. For us, hunt is life. To make honorable kills, earn Jagannath points, all tallied by Scorekeeper. Scorekeeper, she sees all. Greater score, more points, is greater standing in Scorekeeper's eyes, greater glory. So basically their Scorekeeper is like their goddess.
How many of these Jagannath points do you have?
Many. Score is no meaning to outsiders. Enough talk. Have font of Rajvari to find. Rajvari. This carving. Is any signs?
I won't know unless I have time to study it.
If you say, but... Smell something strange. Bones there, all old, and all in a pile. Is deliberate, but not Flesh Raider way.
I should examine them. Maybe piling up the oldest bones is somehow significant to the Flesh Raiders.
If you say, but I've seen nowhere else. Go, soft small hunter, smell Flesh Raider, and smell not Flesh Raider too. Maybe the Twi'lek put them there? He could be one step ahead of us. These bones are brittle and badly gnawed. Moving them aside, you see bones were piled over an ancient pedestal. Ah, so he's trying to hide something there. Examining it reveals the pedestal had an alcove, exactly the size and shape of the hilt you found in Kaleth.
Thanks for coming so fast, Jedi. That Flesh Raider stench was making us dizzy.
I was hoping to see Nayland again. We have things to discuss.
Nayland said to wait for you. You've got something he needs. He has to find this Fount of Rajvari to keep defending our village. We've seen what Jedi are like. When someone contradicts you, out come the lightsabers. I want whatever first blade you found in Kaleth. Now.
I don't even have a lightsaber. At least these guys are like well-intentioned though. Like they're trying just to defend their village. But sadly the dark side has misguided their master, who has misguided them in turn. But yeah, I'm not sure my character would be really interested in talking. She's just gonna
I'm not giving
attack.
you the hilt of the first blade or anything else of mine.
Then
Some
I guess we'll
dark
have
side
to take
points.
it.
Small hunter should not fight these, are only soft things, no honor or points in killing. Will not raise hand against them.
Sorry, Jedi. Search the body when it's done.
Well, I don't think I'm going to need Kaizen to help out, so let's start with a Force Lift, which will stun him for 6 seconds, or 8 seconds, I think. We'll use the other stun on her, we'll use some Force Potency. And yep, 8 seconds. There we go. And if you choose to be a Jedi Sage as your advanced class, you can actually get a buff that increases that up to 60 seconds. For Shadows, it's always 8 though.
Here in this cave, we Founders discussed our vision for the Jedi Order. And I, Rajvari, listened. I listened as they carefully crippled our newborn order, as they argued for mediocrity. It shall not stand. I have laid my plans. With my army made from Tython's true dark sons, I will purge this council of fools while they chatter.
He says it wouldn't endure, but here we are 21,000 years later looking at his holocrons, so might have been a little wrong there. Dark Sons, are those the Flesh Raiders maybe?
Wait, what does he mean by Tython's true dark sons?
Attention, small hunter, is more.
Only my apprentices and I will survive. From Kaleth, we will mold the Jedi into what we deserve to be. If the hilt of the first blade has been returned, we succeeded, and the future follows the path we left. Follow, Seeker. Follow the path to the Fount of Rajvari. It is time.
A strange map, I've never seen like. If path is there, I cannot see. So the hilt was returned, though, so does this mean he actually completed his plan? I mean, the fortress was destroyed that he mentions, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of hope this guy wasn't like the lone founder of the Jedi Order. That would be kind of sucky if we were founded by somebody who fell to the dark side.
He could have just told us where the Fount of Rajavari is and saved time.
His old thing. Yuan knows of these. Should bring back to her. I go ahead. Shall meet you in Yuan's room, small hunter. He likes to travel alone, doesn't he? And here, First Blade's hilt, do not forget. Would hate to see you suffer Yuan's wrath. Can't say I blame Kaizen, though. I like driving places myself when I had the chance as well. Alright, return to Master Yuan. Once again, back to the temple we go. I think we only have a couple more quests here on Tython. We're starting to get towards the climax of this part of the storyline. And our inevitable confrontation with, what's his name? Nalen? Something like that. Alright, let's see what Yuan thinks.
Master Yuan, I believe I have the coordinates for the Fount of Rajavari.
Kaizen mentioned as much. Padawan, I just received a very disturbing message. For you, from Nalen Ralok.
Survival. Mine, my villages, and yours, Jedi. Interesting to think about. My people's deaths will be avenged. There's other paths to the Fount of Rajavari. I'll find it. And then I'll kill you.
You kill the villagers? How could you?
They attacked me first, their choice.
They attacked me. I didn't have a choice.
Let me see those coordinates, Padawan. I hope they're worth such a terrible price.
Obviously the right thing to do there is to, I think you actually can save at least the girl if you talk them out of it and tell them that Nalen was tricking them and using them. That's what I did my first playthrough, but I figured I'd do it the other way for this one.
And I believe the second coordinate is the Tythos Ridge. Just visualize it, from a climber's point of view.
Which fits with the first coordinate perfectly. Well done. But that leaves this coordinate. We can't triangulate the Fount of Rajivari without it. Perhaps it's a rock formation.
I've seen lake formations on hunts. Let's scout waterfall caves, try to find.
With two of us, the search would take half as long.
Stay. I know caves. It's faster searching alone. Scorekeeper watch you. Yep, he's definitely a lone hunter.
Padawan, look. In the map's code, there's something else hidden here. A warning? The Fount of Rajavari has mechanisms for intruders. Only those who know Rajavari's path will walk through unscathed to gain his wisdom.
Rajavari's philosophies are somehow the way past these mechanisms. Likely traps.
We know Kaleth was Rajavari's stronghold, and excavators have uncovered ancient computer terminals in Upper Kaleth. Those terminals might hold answers, if they weren't all locked with passwords.
Is there anywhere else we could look?
Nowhere I can think of. Those terminals would be our best hope. Wait, we do have the First Blade's hilt. It accessed the map. Maybe it could access those terminals. Go to Upper Kaleth and investigate those terminals for any clue. I'll wait here for Kaizen. We're close, Padawan, I know it.
Alright, let's give it a try. Let's accept our reward. That's what I was talking about before, was a good way to get XP to join a guild. And because just being in a guild will get you a 5% XP boost, and if it's a large guild, that boost can be raised up to 10% depending on how many members it has active. So I definitely suggest, even if you're like a non-social player, just want to kind of see the storyline and treat it like a single-player game, there are a lot of guilds that you can just ask for an invite, they'll toss you an invite, and you don't have to really do anything. What is this? Oh, that's the planetary quest, right? But you get some XP boost just by being in the guild. But on the other hand, it is an MMO, and a lot of the content that I really like is stuff you have to do in a group. And the gameplay is also especially good in a group setting.
Mechanized travel is for official
So,
business only.
even if you're a little hesitant, I would definitely suggest trying to find a guild that maybe is a little more sociable and has a lot of events going, and run some flashpoints, run some war zones, some PvP, and it's good to have people too that'll help you, especially if you're a new player, and answer questions you might have about the game.
Is it safe to explore Sith ruins? There may be traps, or I don't know.
You misunderstand, Padawan. The early settlers of Tython knew only...
Alright, so it looks like we are going back to the, Kaleth, whatever that place was called. Too many names here. I thought we came back here. But like I said, it has been a while. I think this is actually my... Let's see. I guess this is actually my 7th time playing through this part of the Consular storyline. So I do have 6 consulars that are already above this level, but... Oh. They didn't aggro. But like I said, except for the very first time, I was doing these during like extra XP weekends, and it was just space boring throughout the conversation since I'd already seen it before. So it's kind of cool seeing the storyline again, and I remember like the overall arc of it, but I don't remember any of the details, so that's kind of interesting. Appears to be a recording left by one of Master Rajavari's apprentices.
Master Rajavari's gone. The council survived. We failed. They'll come for us. They'll have to lay siege if they want to take us prisoner. We can't give in.
Good to surrender.
Master Rajavari's 5th principle says, showing mercy to an enemy creates a spiral of destruction. We'll take plenty of Jedi with us.
Poor misguided soul. Alright. That's one of them. There's another one over here, and another one down to the south there. We may have to go upstairs. Yep, I see it up there. Alright, so let's look for something we can climb. Maybe over here, this hill. Yep. Nice little ruin. I like it. Some other Jedi doing their storyline. He already has his advanced class, level 14. Maybe he's helping out his friend here and see what level she is. Another recording by one of Master Rajavari's apprentices.
Another Jedi today. My 7th. Master Rajavari formed an army from the allies he found past the mountains. We could sure use them now. But they vanished. Just left their servants. Those cannibals in their stupid camps. Master Rajavari's 2nd principle says all life is a battle, even to your last breath. But our allies didn't leave us a choice.
So it sounds like maybe the Flesh Raiders were the slaves of whoever their allies were, the Dark Sons, Tython. I honestly don't remember who those Dark Sons were. I'm not even sure who they could be really, so I don't know if we find out, but that is an interesting question. The third one should be up there. Oh, nope, it's under there. I see it.
The bleeding won't stop. Blast it! Why'd I watch Vadria's back? Master Rajavari's 7th principle said it. Sacrificing your strength is the path of a fool. I should have just let her die. It doesn't matter. The siege is nearly over. This can only end one way.
Yep, so his force is definitely lost in this original schism of the Jedi. Alright. Well, we have that data. I don't know how helpful it'll be, but let's return to Yuan once again and see what our next step is. And turning in this quest should get us to level 10, which means we can pick an advanced class. Yay! That'll make us even more powerful. Before we do that, I think, yep. Force of Will. So that is our stun break, or sometimes called a CC break as well. And what that basically does is exactly what it sounds like. If an enemy stuns you, either a NPC or an enemy player with like one of their stun abilities, you can hit it and you're automatically unstunned. But it does have a long cooldown. You can only use it once every 2 minutes. So you have to use it strategically.
Master Yuan, I have the clues we need.
Oh, Padawan. Back already? What clues did you find?
I got a few of Rajavari's sayings and some scraps of history.
Maybe that's the passcodes we
So the
need.
Jedi besieged Kaleth after Rajavari tried to kill the Council, and his apprentices held the line all by themselves. Remarkable.
I think she'd be impressed by their loyalty, actually.
Rajavari's apprentices knew there was no hope, but they defended their beliefs to the last.
Yes, with a different master they could have been great Jedi. Hopefully the principles you've recovered will help you pass into the Fount of Rajavari safely. And once Kaizen brings us the last coordinate... Wait, where is Kaizen? It's been... How long was I working?
While Kaizen's out there dawdling, the Fount of Rajavari could already have been breached.
Padawan, Kaizen is never late. Please, you must look for him. He mentioned the Waterfall Caves, didn't he? If Kaizen has the last coordinate, you can triangulate the Fount of Rajavari. There's no time to waste, Padawan. Go, and may the Force be with you both.
Knew I should have gone with him to help him out. Oh well. So much for wanting to hunt alone, eh? There we go. But things are getting exciting now. Everything's starting to come together. Alright, so we have a couple new abilities. Fleet Pass, first of all, which lets us go to the Republic fleet, but we still have some quests here on Tython to finish before we do that. And we get to pick an advanced class. So for a Jedi Consular, there are 2 advanced classes. Actually, for each class, there are 2 advanced classes. Jedi Sage, which is more of a ranged character, and Jedi Shadow, which is more of a melee character. Within each advanced class, there are also 3 different disciplines. So a Sage could either be a healer with their Seer spec, or a DPS, which is a damage dealer, stands for damage per second. And you can either do telekinetics, which is more of a burst class, or balance, which is more of a damage over time and AoE class. For the Shadow, kinetic combat is the tank. Those are the guys who are in the front lines trying to soak up lots of damage and protect their allies. Or you can be DPS with Infiltration, which is our burst class, and Serenity, which is our high damage class. Infiltration is a little more stealth-based of the 2 as well. So I've played all 6 of these specs. I think each of them is fun in their own way. So I suggest leveling both a Shadow and Sage at some point and try them all out, because the game has a lot of really cool classes with a lot of cool mechanics. But for the purposes of this playthrough, we're going to be a Jedi Shadow. So let's commit to that. And you cannot change your advanced class, ever. So once you choose between Shadow and Sage, you are stuck with it on that character. So I'm going to commit. You can, however, change your discipline within that tree. So if you want to be a tank for a flashpoint, but then you go back to leveling and you want to be a DPS, then you can switch back to Infiltration, and say you don't like Infiltration, you can switch to Serenity. That's not a big deal. I think if you're not a subscriber, or if you're not a subscriber, you have to pay money to do that. It's not a lot of credits, but it is some. If you're a sub, it's always free. And by default, you have to do that with a respec trainer on the fleet, but there is a character perk you can buy with either credits or cartel coins. It does take a lot of credits, though, so you probably won't want to buy it until you're already level 65 or close to it, and can make a lot of credits pretty quickly. And that'll allow you to change your spec wherever you are, even if you're out leveling or in an operation. The only thing you can't change it during is during combat or during a PvP match, because that wouldn't really be fair. Alright, so let's go with Infiltration. They're both a lot of fun, but let's go with this one first. So there we go. And what ability do we get? Okay, we have Shadow Technique, which is the stance for Infiltration, because Shadows get a lightsaber stance. Why can't I use this? Oh, I need a double-bladed lightsaber. Of course. Alright, in that case, we do have this Shadow Supply Pack here, which gives us a War and double-bladed lightsaber. And it's kind of weird now, because when the game launched, you pretty much had to complete your original story quest line before reaching level 10. And we actually will get a single-bladed lightsaber as part of the quest line. So as it used to go, you would get that lightsaber, finish your storyline here on Tython, and then you would go to the fleet, where you would choose your advanced class, like I just did. And then you get your double blade lightsaber from the starter pack. So now it's kind of weird that you actually have your lightsaber before you made your first lightsaber, but whatever, let's just go with it. And here we have a choice between a offhand, or an offhand generator of shield, or a focus. And basically, if you're a DPS, you want to use a focus. If you're a tank, you want to use a shield, because this one gives you a chance to absorb attacks, and this one lets you do more damage. You can see the force power is lower on this guy. And but it does have that shield absorb 20%, shield chance 5%. That means you basically have a 5% chance of absorbing an attack, and if you do absorb it, the damage it does to you is reduced by 20%. Those are tanky stats. But we're going to use our focus because we are in a DPS spec right now. And let's see, now that we chose an advanced class, we might have new abilities. Speeder piloting, that's definitely good to have. We have stealth, which is exactly what it sounds like. And whirling blow, which is an AoE, or area of effect attack. I can show you what that does. You basically spin around and damage everybody around you. And there's our lightsaber. Very cool. This does cause force. It does less damage to each enemy than Double Strike does, and it costs about the same amount of force, actually the exact same amount of force. But if you're surrounded by like 3 or more enemies, then it's better to use this because it'll do more overall damage than just double striking a single enemy would do. Alright, well, we are now officially a shadow. Let's go into stealth. And we have our next mission to save Kaizen and find that third data point so we can triangulate the font of Rajavari. But I think that's going to have to wait till the next episode. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in a few minutes.